Hello and welcome to another World of Warcraft guide. This is going to be for Battlefield Barrens, which is the new sort of not questing area, but, PvE sort of solo area in patch 5.3. And so far I've got to say I'm very impressed with it. But on with the guide. So first to access this area you need to go to the Vale of Eternal Blossoms and to Lord Walker Cho. He'll ask you to do 2 scenarios. After that you get ported to Ratchet, I believe, and then after that you get a few little breadcrumb quests, and then you're into the meat of it. So essentially there's a weekly quest. You need to get 150 of these 4 resources, which are lumber, stone, meat, and oil. Now there's 4 horde bases in the Northern Barrens, 1 for each of these resources, and it seems to be pretty much exclusively. So you get the resources by killing the mobs there. There's weaker mobs with about 400k health. They give 1 to 2 of a resource, and then the stronger ones give about 5. They have 1.18 million health. There's also items in the ground which you can pick up. These give you 1 to 2 resources. Now, of course, you could just sit there grinding, but we want to do things faster and better. And there's a few different ways you can do that. So first of all, there's a whole bunch of bosses that spawn throughout the area. Now when a boss spawns, you'll hear a noise, and then in the chat window, it'll notify you the boss is up. If you hit the map, there will be a red icon. Just go to that red icon and kill the boss. These bosses they're faction tagged, and the more players that come in, the higher the boss's health goes, so it's really just a regular deal with rare bosses. They spawn about every 15 minutes. In terms of how hard they are, how much damage they do, it's pretty much negligible, although you do need to just not stand in the crap. There's 1 or 2 times I alt-tabbed, died because I wasn't paying attention, so that's very important to do. But still, it's pretty good. Now in terms of the resources you'll get from this, depending on what boss it is, you'll get from 8 to 40 of each resource. Now there's 1 resource you'll probably get like 40 of, and then the rest you won't get as much. But in general, it's very good resource gain. Now, I usually find that bosses spawn in sort of waves of 2 or 3, and you could essentially nearly be continuously doing bosses. It's a very good way to earn resources. Next up, you can escort caravans. These are attacked by the horde every 30 seconds or so. You just need to stay close to the caravan. It's really easy, it takes like 5 minutes. You get a stacking buff the closer you stay to, the nearer you stay to the caravan for longer. Yeah, just stick around the caravan, you'll be grand. This stack increases over time, and depending on the amount of stacks you have, that's how many resources you'll get. At 9 stacks, I got a mix of 8 to 35 of each resource. Finally, the extra way is loot from overturned horde caravans. Now these need to be picked up pretty quickly. Currently, I don't think they're appearing on the map. I don't know if this is a bug, I think it might be. But essentially when you get to them, you'll find a whole bunch of just like items, loot and stuff in the ground. You just pick them up. It's a first come first served kind of thing, but I think it's slightly bugged at the minute. So that's it for the different ways of getting them. Now of course we're all about efficiency. So the most efficient way to do it, in my opinion, is to just simply find, I'd say the meat base, if meat is the thing you need. Go to that because it's a nice central location, grind out the mobs, and then you're in a really good position so you can fly to whatever boss is up. The bosses will probably be up very quickly, they'll continuously be up, and you'll just get tons of resources. Now if you're in a lull where, say there's like a broken down caravan or one that needs to be escorted, sure, go ahead and do that, but I don't think they're as time efficient as the bosses. So there you go, that's essentially the meat of the guide. Now for loot, and this is really what we're getting our resources for. So with the weekly quest, you need to get 150 of each resource, so just hand those in and you'll get a thing called a Radical Mojo. Now this is sort of interesting. You can get this latent Corcoran gear. They cost a mixture of 100 Corcoran stone and oil, meat and lumber. So it'll be 200 in total, 100 of 2 of those resources. And this will give you the latent version of the gear, which is like, it doesn't have any stats or anything. So once you have the latent gear and you combine it with a Radical Mojo, it'll turn into an item level 489. So essentially this is a way of getting you 1 piece of 489 gear every week, which is pretty damn nice. Now there's also a few other things that drop. You've got Bombay's Color Scene Sauce, Grifta's Authentic Troll Shoes for the stylish troll, Senjin Spirit Drums, the Whole Body Shrinker, which shrinks you, Xantish Flute, Darkspear Battle Standard, and a Rain Stick, which, oddly enough, makes it rain. And then there's also the raptor hide boxing gloves, which you can get for Radical Mojo. Now those items I was talking about, the shrinker, the drum, the shoes, and the sauce, each cost 500 of their respective resource. The flute's 150 of oil and lumber, battle standard's 10 stone, and the rain stick's 10 lumber. Pretty expensive, but overall I find that you will pick these resources up pretty quickly, so it's not that bad. That's actually been it for the guide. This is not intended to cover the main quest line, like the story quest or anything. It's just, you know, helping you guys sort of get the most optimal sort of gain out of your time while you're doing Battlefield Barrens. So I hope you liked the guide. Thanks for watching. Please like and sub if you're into that kind of thing. If you're here from just YouTube search results, I do a daily news show and a few other things. They seem to go down pretty well, so you might like it. Follow me on Twitter and Anook, which you can find in the description, and yeah, that's it. Thanks for watching, and see you next time. Bye.